Survive. Barely, right? All right, I'm going to be recording a new podcast today. So let me just get all my notes in order. Check, check, check. We're streaming. This is good. All right, how are you guys today? I'm tired. I'm ready for a sleep-in day. Say hi if you're here, okay? All right, let's make sure I'm recording. Okay. How do I do this? Okay. How do I normally do this screen? I'm like blanking out on what I normally do here. I got to see my notes. I got to see the screen. Good morning, guys. All right, here we go. All right, so I was on my run yesterday and I realized today marks 1 year that I've been joy coaching. And I just couldn't believe it's been a whole year. I remember last year it was like the day after Halloween. That was my first day of joy coaching, and here we are. You may be listening to this a couple of weeks later, but I'm recording today on November 1st. So I was on my run yesterday, and it occurred to me that today I've been joy coaching for 1 year, 365 days of joy coaching with Janie. And I got to tell you guys, from the bottom of my heart, I feel so lucky because every single day I know I am living out my true purpose. And that is what I'm doing here. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. And it's just been such a joy and such an honor. A whole year, 12 private coaching clients, 19 group coaching clients, 31 women I've worked with directly, and then so many of you that it's my honor to hold this space in your life. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing me the honor of being in your ear right now. So I had this idea that I wasn't planning on sharing today, but I wanted to go over a few things I've learned in my first year of life coaching. And this isn't just going to be all about me. This is going to be about you and how you can move your life forward toward that thriving life that you know is there, that I know is there, the spark inside of you that you can discover again. So I'm going to share that for most of the episode. And then I also want to share my top 5 tips for how to start your own coaching business or any social media brand. And I actually have a special offer to help you with that. That is only for podcast listeners. So hang on for that. I'm going to walk you through this step by step, and you have me on speed dial. This is that special offer I want to share with you. I'll share that a little later on, but I'll even share, I'm like cringing right now. I'll even share how much I make life coaching, how much money I make, because I know you're curious. All right, so that's all ahead. But first, I want to share 4 things I've learned in my first year of joy coaching. And this is something that you can apply to any journey that you're on in your life. Number 1, being scared means awesome change is ahead. I have a few clients right now who are walking into a new season and they're saying, I'm afraid. What's ahead? This is all different. This is all unfamiliar. And I know that feeling. And for me in my life now, when I feel fear, it signifies that awesome change is ahead. Fear is powerful though, right? I mean, think about the things in your life right now that you're afraid of. What if that fear was actually your signal that something amazing is ahead, some sort of change, a new chapter that you cannot even conceive of right now? Like, I remember sitting in this exact chair that I'm in right now, in this exact room, exactly a year ago today. 11 a.m. Eastern was my first coaching call ever, where I was going to sit face to face with a woman and help her walk into her best life yet. And I was scared. My nerves were, my nerves, my palms were damp. I remember the anticipation, but I also remember feeling ready and knowing that that nervous energy, that sort of maybe fear or anxiousness that you might be feeling about something in your life right now could be not a signal to turn back, but a signal to push forward, because what's around this scary bend might be something better than you could have ever imagined. So if you're not afraid, what does that mean? If you're not afraid, maybe you're not pushing through. Maybe you're holding back. Maybe you're not walking up to that scary bend in the road. Maybe it's time to. Fear is not the sign to turn around. It's the sign that you're about to break through. So keep going. That's something I've just loved about life coaching in this last year. Number 2, everyone has something. Girl, let me tell you, everyone has things under the surface. Even the most put together girl that you see at Carline, even the most, even the most upstanding family at church. Guys, if I've learned anything in my year as a joy coach, which of course is 100% confidential, and I would never share anything directly with you from our sessions without my client's permission, I gotta let you know everyone has something. We all have something. For me at one time, it was drinking. It was just too fun. It was too ingrained in my life. That was my something. I have another something right now. We all have something that is hiding behind that facade, behind the face that we bring to the people we don't know very well. We all have something dark and messy happening in the background. So if you think it's just you, I'm here to let you know it's not. We all have something. And sometimes sharing that with a coach or someone who's on the outside of your life and doesn't know the inner workings of everyone in the story, sometimes sharing that can be a really powerful tool in letting go of any shame you might have and moving forward. The third thing I've learned in my first year as a life coach, and I love this, and I really want to speak this into you today. Are you in a dark time right now? I want to let you know, even in your dark time, you can still be a light. You can still be a light. Even when you think you're ineffective in one area, or you're maybe in a holding pattern in a private season of your life that's really rough right now, I need to let you know you may be doing so much more for someone else than you realize. Just because you are going through a tough season that's testing you does not mean that you are broken in every corner of your life. You might have many corners of your life remaining where you can be that bright light for someone else. Even if you aren't feeling it, someone else might be. So don't throw in the towel. You have no idea who you might be encouraging or inspiring or ministering to by just pushing through in this horrible season that you're in, or by just leaning on God and your faith in this awful time in your life. Just that simple act may be ministering to someone that you have no idea is watching. So keep sharing your light. You have so much to offer this world, and going through a tough time in your private life does not erase any of that impact that you can have on someone else. I have a private dark time in my life happening right now. And you know what? Isn't this ironic? It started about 3 weeks before my coaching business did. Oh, great timing for that, right? Wonderful. I'm getting ready to start this coaching business. I have a few clients, and then some stuff happens in my private life 3 weeks before my first call with the client. And I'm going, thanks. Great timing, right? I remember thinking, God, what are you trying to teach me? I'm supposed to be a joy coach. I'm supposed to be a life coach. I'm supposed to have my life all figured out, right? Well, first of all, if that was the case, we would have no therapists. We would have no life coaches. We would have no anything. If everyone had to have their life figured out in order to help someone else You wouldn't have anyone doing any of that because no one has their life totally figured out, okay? But I remember just being like, oh, this is funny. It wasn't funny, but it kind of was ironic, right? Why is my private life falling apart in some ways behind closed doors? And now I'm starting a life coaching business. What the heck, right? And so I sort of grappled with this idea of being authentic as a coach and also knowing that even though I was going through a storm, I could still shine a light on people in my life, in different corners of my life. Messy times, dark seasons, those make the best coaches. I mean, something I've learned, I don't know about you guys, in this day and age, no one wants an expert. Like, if you're looking for a coach right now, you're probably not Googling, I need a certified life coach who went to Harvard, who specializes in this. You're probably just looking for someone who shares your experience, who shares what I call your pain point. And I'm going to get into this. If you're interested in becoming a coach, as many of my clients are right now, and it literally tickles my heart, I'm going to get into how to start that process and what I've learned in the coaching business aspects of Joy Coaching with Janie. But I want to remind you, no one wants an expert. They want a person who has experienced their pain right now. They want someone who gets where they're at, who mirrors their life in some way, but might have a little bit of encouragement, motivation, and wisdom or insight to offer them in their dark time. You never know the light you can shine on this world, guys. And I just want to implore you not to let your tough times stop you. It's such a lie that you can't be effective unless you have it all figured out. You can still love and serve and inspire and just be a light in other parts of your life. Sometimes it's funny. I get off calls with clients and I'll think, oh, that call was so flat. I just wasn't on my game today, and then they text me and say, that was the best call ever. Thank you. So it just reinforces this truth that no matter what I'm feeling, you may not be feeling it. It just reinforces this truth that even if you're not feeling it, you may still be impacting others in a way that you didn't even think possible. If one corner of your life is horrible, don't discount the other corners of your life that can shine and be beautiful. I mean, just separate it out. If work is hard, be the best mom you can be. If your relationships are hard, get in the best shape of your life. Work on your relationship with Christ. If your marriage is broken, lean into God. Don't let your broken time break you. It just might be exactly what someone else needs today. And you can shine that light. And I just love that. And that is absolutely something I've learned this year. Something else I've learned in my first year of Joy Coaching. When you feel your purpose, do not delay. I mean, we're so good at making up arbitrary waiting periods, reasons to stall, guidelines, hoops we need to jump through to do that thing that we really feel called to do and that we really want to do, right? So here are a few examples of that. When I lose that weight, then I'll be confident. When the timing is right, then I'll leave this job I hate. When he changes, then we can have a happy marriage, right? Or even the smaller things that don't feel small, but your kid is not thriving in their school. And you're like, well, let's push through this year and then we'll make the change. Why? If you feel led, do it now. Stop waiting. And I'm not saying be reckless, but if you feel led, this is something that's been on your heart for weeks, months, maybe even years. If you feel led, do not wait. Do not delay, because I can almost guarantee you the only thing you'll ask yourself later is why you didn't do it sooner. So in the case of this choice for me to be a life coach, I had two choices when I thought about a year and a half ago, hey, I can impact women. I can be a bright light in their lives. I know this is my purpose. So I had two choices. get certified to be a life coach or just get started. And it's like, oh no, I'm not going to be certified. What does that mean? I'm going to get critiqued. I'm going to get haters, like everyone's going to criticize me, right? Oh, hang on. What is that? I was just speaking to this. I was just speaking with a client about this in a call before I started recording this episode. Stop waiting for the permission of others to move into the life you want. Stop waiting for others' permission to start living the life that you are called to. And so I still had to get one person's permission, right? So I ran it by, I think I met with my therapist because I was like, should I be a life coach and not get certified? Tell me I shouldn't and I won't, And then I like ran it by my husband. He's like, no, go for it. And then I did have the third person to run it by. So I'm letting you know I didn't even take my own advice. I did have a few people I wanted to run this idea by to see if they would back me up on it, right? So I Voxered my life coach, and Voxer is also a tool that I use with my private clients. Basically, if you sign up for a 12-week package or more time, I have some clients who are signed up for a 12-month commitment of coaching calls with me. If you sign up for those packages, we Voxer in between sessions. So if you have something tough that comes up in between Zoom sessions with me, we handle it right that day. We handle it right away. Voxer is an app where you can basically leave really long voicemails for each other. I think it cuts you off at like 15 minutes. And my life coach and I have gotten up there. But you can Voxer me. Here's what's happening today. Give me some advice. Give me some feedback. I need to share this with someone. And then I'm there to respond right there in the moment with you as I can that day. So I Voxered my life coach and I was like, hey, I think I want to do this coaching thing. Do I need to get certified? Are you certified? I'm like, what do I need to do, right? She said something I will never forget. She said, if this is your calling, do not wait. There is no question. There is no law that says you need to be certified as a life coach to life coach. Now, no shame on. Now, I will say I think getting certified is fantastic, and I might do it later. She said, don't wait. You can always do it later. Get started now. It's just going to delay you for like a year. And I said, you're right. I feel ready based on my life experience and what I already share with my readers on She Just Glows. I feel ready to start now. I felt ready now. I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to take one more arbitrary thing, getting certified, a piece of paper, which is wonderful. And I think it's great. And I think one day when I do that training, it will make me a better coach, hands down. But I wasn't about to let it stop me from getting started now. So that was a year ago before I started life coaching. About 10 years ago, before I started writing on my site, I once again was talking with my therapist and I was like, I want to start this website. I have such a vision for it, but I don't know. I don't know if I should do it. And my big thing was, I'm afraid it will fail. And I'm one of those people who, you might relate to this, if it's going to fail, I'd rather not try. That was me 10 years ago. If there's any chance it won't be perfect, I don't want to try at all. You may relate to that, right? So she asked me a really powerful question next. And this all goes back to why we don't want to delay our purpose. If you're afraid of moving forward into your life's purpose because you're afraid you'll fail, I want to ask you this. How do you even define if you fail? So she said, okay, you're going to start shejustglows.com. You're going to write all these like inspiring, motivating pieces for women. What does failing even look like? Like, can you even define that? And I really couldn't. Would it be a low number of page views? Would it be people not liking it? Like, what does failing even look like? And then I realized I had made up something arbitrary to be afraid of that was slowing me down in what I felt my true calling was. Don't make up reasons to wait. If you're feeling pulled to start reading the Bible with your kids every morning, if you're feeling pulled to volunteer at your kids' class, if you're feeling pulled to leave your job, if you're feeling pulled to work on your marriage, don't make up reasons to wait. I got to tell you, life isn't waiting for you, right? Like I shared a podcast a few weeks ago. I'm 40, not dead. Life isn't waiting around for us anymore, guys. Not at our age. If you feel led to do it. Do it. Like now. When you feel your purpose, do not delay. Walk into that beautiful life that you know you're ready for. And if you're feeling afraid, I'm a life coach. I'm here for you. Send me a DM. I'd love to walk that path with you. Okay, so you know what the best news is when you're a joy coach like me? When your clients are thriving so hard that they contact you and say, I want to start coaching too. Oh my gosh, I've had 2 clients in the last month say they want to start coaching in different arenas and they're asking me, hey, how do I do this? Where do I start? Help me, okay? Here I am. I've been at this game for 10 years. I can't believe it's been 10 years, but a decade ago, my 2 boys took 4-hour naps and I created SheJustGlows.com as a place to share essays that move you about, the tough moments of motherhood, the beautiful moments, the hard moments, the magical moments, everything. And through that decade, what I was doing, I was building is what they now call, I wouldn't have called it this back then. I wouldn't have called it this back then, but now it's called a brand. So what is that? It's basically my own set of core values that I bring to She Just Glows, and that is the heart of what this is. And then a year ago, as I just mentioned, I grew from writer and I took that jump to joy coach. And it really was just a totally natural outgrowth of what I've been doing for the last 10 years. And I felt a nudge for years to walk into this space. But again, I was afraid. And if you're feeling that right now, that's a signal that there might be something awesome ahead. So keep creeping toward that thing that scares you. So if you're thinking you want to start this coaching thing, or even, like I said, I have a few other clients right now who want to start a brand that begins on social media. Where do I start? What do I do? Okay, so now I'm talking to you if you want to start a coaching business or you want to start a brand. I'm going to share with you a few things I've learned in these last 10 years and a really incredible offer I want to share with you. So I was on my run yesterday and I came up with this whole episode idea and I was thinking of you. I was listening and I was thinking of you, listening. Blah, 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 blah. I was actually on my run yesterday and I came up with this whole episode idea and I was thinking of you listening, who are wanting to start something new and fresh. And I want to help you. And so this came to me. I want to offer you private coaching to walk you step by step into starting this business. For $3.99 a month, no commitment, just pay the first of the month for that next month. Like it's a month-to-month thing. I know how it is when you're starting a business. That $3.99 a month includes a 45-minute Zoom brainstorming session with me to knock out all of your questions right off the bat. Boom, 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 boom. And then after that, for the entire month, you have unlimited email access to me to get this business off the ground. You can send me your social media posts. You can send me your marketing. I'll walk you through everything I know for that month. And then in the next month, you can decide, hey, do I want to keep going? Pay that same amount at the beginning of the next month, and I can keep helping you build your brand. So this is not listed anywhere on my site. It's nowhere. It's just for you. If you're listening right now, this was on my heart during my run yesterday. And if you're interested or just want to chat or have questions about what this could look like, send me a DM. I'm at She Just Glows on Facebook and Instagram, and you can also email me. My email address is janie@shejustglows.com. Or you can just go to the episode notes and head to the coaching page on my website. It's linked there too. So I do want to share a few things here that I've learned in my first 10 years in this business. when it comes to starting a business, being a brand. Okay, let's see. So I want to share a few things I've learned in my last 10 years. This is if you're interested in starting your own coaching business or a business that's based in social media. Okay, so step one is this. This is the first thing I would say to you when we work together. What is your brand? What are your core values? Why are you here? In other words, what makes you special? Okay, and this is something that you might need to tiptoe into and you'll discover as you keep sharing. But there is so much noise out there. There's so many voices on social media right now. We need to let your ideal client know, why do I want to hear from you versus all the other coaches out there, right? So this takes time. What are your core values? What do you stand for? This is you personally and what you want to share with the world. So I'll give you a few examples of my core values for She Just Glows, just to give you an idea. And these are things you might hear echoed in these episodes and in writings that you read on my site. First core value of She Just Glows: do the best you can with what you have today. Not tomorrow, not in the future. Whatever you have today, all you need to do is the best you can with what you have today. Core value 2: everyone has something special to offer this world, including you. You have something inside your brain, inside your heart, that no one else can offer this world. Walk into that, share that, uncover it. Core value 3: you are in charge of your own happiness. That's why I work with clients on their happiness formula. What does that mean? Where does that idea come from? How can that serve you? And if you're interested in more on that, head to episode 4 of this podcast. I dive deep into the happiness formula. I think that's my most listened to episode too of all 30 something that I have right now. So it's a good one. Core value 4, always progress over perfection. We're never after perfection. That's unrealistic. But we are always applauding progress. And when we applaud progress, it fuels the good stuff to continue. Step 2, if you're interested in starting your own coaching business, this is what I would say. Number 1, listen to feedback on your content. So you might be starting your business and thinking you have one thing you can offer people. And as you start posting, here's what's going to happen. You might think you want to offer them one thing, and this is what makes you interesting. But as you post, it's going to become very clear what people are interested in and what is getting feedback, right? So listen to what content is getting feedback. You might think that, let's say you think what you have to offer is coaching new moms on how to lose the baby weight, and that's fine. Start your social media accounts, start posting. You might find you get some traction on those baby weight social media posts, but the questions and the DMs are actually people asking how you weathered your divorce, how you did that. How did you keep everything afloat? Teach me. Who do you recommend? What did you do here? What did you do there? So listen to the feedback and be open to the idea that what you think you have to offer may not be what people are as interested in. There may be something else that they see in you that they're going to let you know about. So listen to that. So I laugh now because when I first started shejustglows.com 10 years ago, I thought people, this is so embarrassing. I thought people would be so impressed that I lost the baby weight with my first kid. Like, oh my gosh, I've had one kid. I lost the baby weight. How old was I? Like 30, like, oh my gosh, let me just share some before and afters. Like, people are going to be into this, right? Maybe because that's what I was interested in at the time. I don't know. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, oh, this will be like big news on my site. Oh my gosh, I'm like putting my head in my hands as I explain this. It's so embarrassing and obnoxious. And then I also would put out things on shejustglows.com that I was searching on Pinterest. Remember Pinterest? Okay, back in 2013, 2014, this was big deal, a big deal. And I remember I would look up sewing projects, recipes, cute outfits for the holidays, like random stuff. So I thought that's what I'll put in my site because that's what I'm interested in searching for, right? Okay, so what I started learning as I listened to the feedback was that my readers were so much more interested on real, heartfelt, make you feel something essays about the struggles of motherhood, about being reminded that they're not alone, about just another mom's challenges and insight, and being reminded of the beauty that is in those days that are so long, that phase of life where everyone says that most annoying phrase, the days are long, but the years are short. I can tell you now, I'm out of that phase. And I'm sad. I'm now like, oh, the years were short, weren't they? I forget how long the days were. But that is the feedback I got. And so I just started writing to that. I just started writing to those readers, for those women, the people who were clicking on those posts that made you feel something. And so that's what shejustglows.com grew into. And before I knew it, I had not even thousands, I had millions of hits, if you can believe that, on a lot of these posts that were just about, hey, you're doing okay. This is hard. And if you're interested in diving deep, I have over 400 posts on shejustglows.com. If you need a pick-me-up today in your mothering journey, they're all there in the episode notes. So listen to the feedback that you get once you start posting content, and be open to the idea that people may want something different from you than what you originally envisioned. And it's a really fun process to uncover. The third thing I want to let you know, if you want to start your own coaching business or a brand on social media, your ideal client will emerge. My life coach told me this when I first started Joy Coaching a year ago, and I didn't really grasp what she meant, and now I do. So the first thing you do, you listen to the feedback, and then your ideal client will start to emerge. Let me explain. So when I first started my coaching business, I didn't know who my ideal client was. I mean, my ideal client was whoever wanted to sign up, right? I mean, when you're first starting, it's like, whoever comes to me is my ideal client. I just want some business. I want to get started. I want to serve. And that's okay. As time goes on, your ideal client will emerge. So when I first started my coaching business, I was like, my ideal client is anyone. And then I think, expected that my ideal client would be someone who is just like me, right? Around 40, a bunch of kids, married, Christian. I don't know. I didn't know who I was talking to. But as the years gone on, I've been blessed with a lot of clients who are single moms, a lot of clients who maybe aren't Christian, a lot of clients who aren't exactly my same age, a lot of working moms. We talk about gaining confidence at work. I remind you, you belong here. You've earned this. We talk about your brand. I have a few clients right now where this business-related guidance is exactly what you're working on. I mean, even a client with a huge, well-established brand, and we're talking about what's next and taking her to the next level. So it's just been unexpected and awesome. So listening to that feedback is important. Even though I stopped drinking alcohol about 1.5 years ago, I didn't really think that would be part of my coaching business. I don't know why. I just, I don't think of myself as not drinking as something that defines me. But it's something that a lot of you are interested in right now. And it's my passion to speak into that. So a lot of my clients are on this journey toward just rethinking how they drink. It might be not drinking. It might be, hey, I just drink too much. I want to cut back. How do I do that? It might be, I don't know what I want, but this drinking thing isn't working. And then for some of my clients, we don't talk about alcohol at all. So it just varies. So again, Oops, I just hit the microphone. So again, listen to the feedback and be open to watching your ideal client emerge. You'll start to see from who is coming to you and whose life situations light a fire in your soul. You'll start to see exactly who you're meant to serve. One piece of advice my life coach gave me as I started this journey, which is the fourth thing I want to share with you if you're considering starting your own brand or coaching business, the best advice ever. Be your own best student. Remember I was saying how debilitating it can be to think about being a coach or being in any position where you're giving guidance to other people and yet your life is a mess, gotta tell you, just be your own best student. How would you coach your client through the time that you're experiencing right now? How would you coach yourself through a tough day? These are going to be the things that you share with your clients. So be your own, in a way, your own walking billboard, right? Be your own best client. I had this big hang up. If I start coaching, does that mean my own life needs to be perfect? And you might be wrestling with that too. And I just want to continue to reinforce for you. No one's life is perfect. No one has everything figured out. That doesn't mean you don't have something incredibly valuable and beautiful to offer this world. Let your own life show you being your best student. In other words, it's a fancy way of saying practice what you preach, but I love that. Be your own best student, always. The final thing I learned that I want to share with you, if you're starting a brand that focuses on coaching and clients, always go back to, it's always about them. It's not about you. And I feel kind of silly saying that because I've spent this whole episode talking about myself, but I know when I was in your shoes, I wanted to learn. I wanted to know. I wanted to, look behind the curtain, look behind the scenes, and no one was showing me any of that. And so I wanted to offer that to you today, but truly, coaching is about my clients. It's never about me. And whenever I feel, I'm human. Whenever I feel myself making it about me, I identify it and I just back right up. Beep, 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 right? When you show up to this business asking, how can I serve? Not how can I make money? How can I serve? And that's where your heart is at. That is when you are ready. And when you're truly serving, the money will pour in, trust me. And that's why I wanted to offer you this $3.99 a month coaching opportunity to build your coaching business or your social media brand. Because listen, okay, I'm going to be really honest. $3.99 a month isn't making me a lot of money, okay? This is not about that. This is me feeling a tug on my heart during my run yesterday and wanting to serve you. I want to help you. I want to serve you. I've been where you are, and I know where you're at, and I know how to take you to building a business that thrives. It's so much more than just setting up social media accounts and asking people to follow you, right? I've listened to the feedback, and that is a few of my private clients are asking me about this. So I just said, hey, I'm going to share this with you here. If you want help creating your business and getting guidance on coaching, I would love to offer you this month-to-month, no commitment coaching support for you to get your business off the ground, to formulate what that brand is and make it something that's really special and unique and different. And so that $3.99 that you pay on the first of the month, again, it pays for a 45-minute Zoom brainstorming session with me, and then unlimited email correspondence for hashing out all your questions that come after that. And girl, trust me, if you do this training I'm offering you, if you do it right, it's going to pay for itself. I looked this up because I said, okay, whoever decides to start this training with me, I'm not going to make any guarantees, but I can almost guarantee you're going to make more than $3.99 a month. Okay. So that's going to pay for itself. And so I'm going to look up what I made in my first month because I was curious. I made $6,500 in my first month. So $6,500 makes $3.99 a month not really seem like that much as you get started and find your ideal client and build this brand. Now, I know it's a lot of money, but what are you going to learn? Where are you going to take this business? What is the potential here? How many people need to hear your message? This brand that is all you and all heart and exactly what you are here to offer this world, what an honor to be part of that process for you. See, your offer to your potential clients is all about how you can serve and what you can offer, and that's why it's so valuable. You need to believe that your coaching business is your way of serving this world. And when you get into that mindset, you're unstoppable, and so is your message, and so are your clients. I believe in you. I believe you have something that no one else does. So stop waiting. Share it. And I'll be there to help if you need it. Have a great